So Bitcoin is legal tender in Africa. I was just saying this a couple weeks ago, guys, that we would see another nation adopt Bitcoin as the tender. But is this a massive move towards adoption, or is there something more to the story?
Central African Republic has become the first country in Africa and the second in the world after El Salvador to make Bitcoin a national currency, according to the Minister of Digital Economy and Telecommunications and the Minister of Finance and Budget, who drafted the bill and framework for cryptocurrency regulation. Bitcoin will be accepted as payment throughout the country.
Now, I had some chance to do some digging, I always do, and what I discovered is that this thing goes a lot deeper than just Bitcoin being legal tender. You see, what was also authorized with this announcement is crypto regulation all across Central Africa. And in this video, guys, I'm going to show you how that really has some deeper implications for the entire continent itself. The Central African Republic, CAR, has seemingly confirmed the reports that it has adopted Bitcoin as legal tender, becoming only the second country in the world and the first African nation to do so, per reports from the French media outlets AFP and RFI, as well as Le Figaro. The CAR's presidential offices confirmed the news on Wednesday, April 27th, after confusing reports on the matter emerged earlier in the week. The presidency confirmed that the nation's National Assembly voted unanimously in favor of a measure that will give BTC equal footing status with the fiat franc. The law has been promulgated by President Faustin Archange Touadéra, with the Minister of State and Director of the Presidency's offices, Obed Namizio, quoted as adding that the CAR had become the first country in Africa to adopt Bitcoin as a reserve currency. So that's the foundation. That's the base layer. We have the innovation, guys. This is a major move towards the next stage in Bitcoin's adoption. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll hear me say this a lot. The next era for Bitcoin is payments, guys. But of course, with everything, there is someone who opposes this decision. There's always the other side. However, the CAR bill, which appears to have been steamrolled through Parliament, appears to have some high-ranking critics. The MP, Martin Zugeli, the former CAR Prime Minister and now a member of the opposition party, told AFP that the law had been passed by acclamation, which is a type of voice vote, but some members of the opposition would challenge the law in constitutional court. Passed by acclamation. First time I've ever heard that. It's just basically a verbal agreement between two people. So, much like, hey, hit that subscribe button. If I extend that offer to you and then you do it, that's acclamation right there. It's the quote that he finishes with next, guys, that really puts this whole thing into perspective. He states, "This law is a way of doing away with the CFA franc by a means that will deprive the fiat currency of any substance. Who benefits from this move?" What he just established is what's going on, is the essence of this transition, guys. We are moving from paper money to digital money. That's the simplest way I can put it. Now, as always, I like to pull you from out of the what's on the surface and take you underground a bit. Because, like I mentioned earlier, this is not just happening in Central Africa, it's happening across the entire continent, and I'm about to show you why. The application of the legal tender implies the acceptance of cryptocurrencies as a legal means of payment, established through specific legislation. With cryptocurrencies, the Central African Republic is moving towards a new avant-garde path of development and economic performance, a dynamic field which is popular amongst investors around the world, and ever present as full-fledged assets in the portfolios of the world's largest financial players. This initiative will completely transform the CAF's digital infrastructure by applying the blockchain technological innovation necessary for the project's implementation. Investing in cryptocurrencies benefits for millions of users, which even the opposition understood initially. Critical of the project, the parliamentary groups MCU and Movement National des Independants voted in favor to support the nation's best interests to benefit from prosperity and stability. Again, they emphasize the fact that this is a push towards digitization. They also emphasize the fact that this is a global project. It's a global initiative that is looking to bring blockchain technology into our everyday lives. Now, where does that initiative come from? Where is these directives, this agenda being laid out at? Well, we talk a lot about them, the Bank for International Settlements. The Bank for International Settlements Innovation Hub and the South African Reserve Bank have announced the completion of a prototype system enabling international settlements using central bank digital currencies, nicknamed Project Dunbar. The prototype system allows direct transactions in central bank digital currencies between institutions while reducing time and cost. Even though multi-CBDC exploration is at its infancy, Project Dunbar highlights the possibilities of using multiple CBDCs issued on a shared platform for international settlement. This is coming from Rashad Kassim, Deputy Governor of the South African Reserve Bank. In that CBDC report, I have the details of that Project Dunbar, as well as the other projects, but I mention this to show you the correlation. Look at a map of Africa, Central Africa and South Africa. If you take a plane and you go to Angola, you can just go south and you're already there. Not to mention, there's already a CBDC project in West Africa, the e-Naira. Remember that? So, what we have here is a CBDC trial in South Africa. We have an active CBDC in West Africa. And now we have crypto regulation in Central Africa. Africa is leading this charge, guys. Africa is leading this charge. But here's the reason why. While many unknowns remain and a number of areas still require further investigation, it is only through our collective understanding and journeying together that we can meaningfully contribute to the G20 roadmap for enhancing cross-border payments. We are privileged to be a part of this pioneering piece of work. That's why I ended the year with that G20 report, because I knew, ladies and gentlemen, that was going to be the roadmap that would lead us to the promised land. Okay? I just put it out on Twitter this morning. If you hold payment coins, and I'm talking XRP, Stellar, Algorand, XDC, the list goes on, but those are mainly the top 5, right? If you're holding those coins, what you're effectively waiting for is this moment in time right now. Okay, because these CBDCs, as we keep digging into it, as I keep digging into this, guys, I keep seeing a reoccurring pattern. These CBDCs require payment service providers, central banks to work together. Our brand new payment service providers, the financial service providers of this time, Crypto.com, Coinbase, Binance, FTX, the list goes on. That's why BlackRock put all that money behind Circle, and they also, a couple weeks prior, did the same thing for FTX, guys. Binance.us is surely going to be next. They've been receiving some money as well. So, this move in Africa, very major. First domino in a much longer narrative that we're going to see play out over the next couple of months. Now, if you want to know more about that G20 roadmap, guys, and the agenda for 2022, I'm going to pop that video up for you right here. Also, if you want to hear me talk about this even more, make sure you follow me on Twitter at DigitHustle2022. It's been a while since I put my Twitter out there, but I'm trying to build that network as well. But while you're doing all that, guys, I want you to remember this one thing. Have a great day. Have a prosperous day. And most importantly, if that money is digital, and we know it is, so is the hustle. I'll see y'all in the next one.